Hello guys, it's Jordan from Jordan Hockey Review. Welcome back. Today we'll be talking about the IFI xDSD Gryphon. So it is a portable Bluetooth DAC amp. And first of all, thank you IFI for sending this over for an honest opinion. And first of all, let's talk about the build. So the build over here, this is a portable Bluetooth DAC amp that looks super solid. Okay, it's lighter than I thought. Okay, I thought this would be super hefty or heavy, but it's not. It's still very light. Okay, I mean, although that this whole thing is built of metal. Okay, so still it looks pretty nice. Every single edge is very well polished and give you the sense of premium. So you can see I can't see any flaws over here, so everything is nicely built. And the flask design, I really dig the flask design. It's so nice looking, and yeah, putting this in your pocket is even pocketable, so you can keep it in your pocket while using the Bluetooth and go and have a walk, so be fine. So let's talk about the IOs. Okay, so there are a lot of things, a lot of functions, but before that, also to mention the price, is selling at $599 US. It's not cheap, but later you will know why, because it really has a lot of features. And also a lot of people are comparing it to the Mojo 2 especially, because they have some similarities and both of them are portable. So, and then in terms of sound, the similarities mostly are from the sound, so that's why a lot of people are comparing it against with the Mojo 2. But I just personally think that this is a little bit nicer looking and pack a little bit more features compared to the Mojo 2. So let's talk about it. So first of all, over here we have a 3.5 and we have a 4.4 balance. This 3.5, although is a 3.5, but they have, like I said, a lot of functions packed inside, which this 3.5, they call it the S balance, whereby it was being introduced in the original Pro ICANN last time, and now they just put it into this portable device where they claim that they are able to deliver the benefits of the balanced connection through this single-ended port. So you can see that they mentioned that there's a S balance over here. So for you guys out there who are using 3.5 millimeter connector, there's no worry about that. And 4.4, as I suspect a lot of you should have right now if you're looking at this product. And here we have a lights here. It will change to different color if you playing different type of music. So for example, PCM will be 44.1 kilohertz will be running in yellow, and we have white if you're running PCM 768, the cyan if you're running for DSD, and red for DSD 512. So a few colors over here. And we have also, this thing also support MQA, but MQA I guess now is irrelevant anymore. But if you are even curious, the lights will be in green. And one of the most interesting thing about this deck is that I like the way that the knob goes. Okay, how the knob works. So the knob here, it don't have a starting point and an ending point. It doesn't start here and end at 5. Okay, you can turn non-stop, and you can see the color changing, okay, depending on your volume. So seeing that now I'm at hundreds, so if I run it down all the way, the color will slowly change. Okay, the lighter it is, so the color, so does the color. Okay, so it will change. So it's quite, I mean, nice to see, and also quite futuristic. Okay, so you'll be having different colors over here. So basically you have one color depending on the file that you are running. One is for input. After that, you have here the button here. One of the biggest features of this DAC amp is that Xspace and XbassII. Okay, so we talk about this Xspace and XbassII later. And here we have the option button, and this is the Bluetooth. Then at the back, okay, also pack a lot of things over here. This button is for you to choose what kind of mode that you want for your Xspace, okay? Because there are some complaints, some feedbacks, and some suggestions from the publics. Hence, they're coming out with this button here with bass with present or just bass. Okay, so I really like this a lot. Okay, I really like this a lot. And here we have the charging port, and we have a USB-C over here as well for your signal input, and then a speedy balance input and single-ended input. One of the things that I love the best on this device, okay, is also the balance input. Because why? I am a regular user of the Xduoo balance. Oh, sorry, not this, the second one, right? So this is the balance 2. The biggest complaint I had is that it don't have balance input. So yeah, I think just a waste of opportunity. So that's why I've been liking this a lot. This has balance input. Finally, and also single-ended, like I said. So lastly, the last part over here that you all can see is we have the IE match. Okay, so if you're even if you are familiar with IFI product that have the IE match, I would call it a dongle. Okay, so for you to play music using a more sensitive IEM. Okay, so if you are driving something very sensitive, you can also choose the mode over here, 3.5, 4.4, or just off. Okay, so for example, you are trying to drive Campfire Andromeda, then yeah, of course you need to use this. So here, this is a screen. Okay, the screen, OLED screen, and then this OLED screen is not just ordinary OLED screen. Okay, this OLED screen, they've implemented silent line. Some of you might worry that the signal from the screen, okay, might actually produce a little bit of noise, but this OLED screen that they have implemented new technology on it called silent line, there's no electrical noise to interfere with your audio signal. So, well, I don't mind, but if you really are concerned, if you are worried, you can always turn off the screen, okay, using the settings. And also, let's talk about the Bluetooth connectivity. So Bluetooth wise, not to worry, this has a lot. Okay, this has a lot. This have your FX adaptive, your FX HD, LDAC, and your regular FX, FX low latency, AAC, SBC, basically everything. Okay, but the Bluetooth, because this is not exactly the newest product from IFI from this year, so they're only running Bluetooth 5.1, but I have totally no issue walking around in the house with this. Okay, this being placed in my living room, and I'll be fine in the kitchen. Okay, but of course not in the room with the door closed, but it's totally fine. Distance wise, I don't find it any things that actually be dropping, because even though in the room, in the house itself, is good enough. Okay, it's good enough. So I don't think that for you guys who are controlling this, putting this in your pocket and your phone on your hand, it won't have any issue with connection. So yeah, 5.1, I'm fine, totally fine. So that's all for the physical aspect. Let's talk about these features, Xspace 2 and Xspace, because these changes a lot in terms of sound. So one of the biggest selling point, okay, for this thing is that Xspace 2, well, very looking at the name, you know that this will add bass to your sound, to your music, and call it 2, okay, Xspace 2, because they also implemented the button behind, whereby if you just turn on this Xspace, okay, by default it's just purely bass. Okay, just purely bass. But after feedbacks, okay, from previous model, people just think that the bass, Xspace, added a little bit too much bass. Okay, so it actually overwhelm the mid-range, the vocal a little bit. So vocal don't have the chance to sparkle, to shine. So that's why they're coming up with a little bit of options for you guys to actually change. So you can change it to Xspace plus presence. Okay, presence stands for the vocal presence. So turning this on, you can have both bass and your vocal being a little bit pushed, a little bit slightly forward. Okay, or you can just go with normal, just presence, where bass is normal, just you want vocal alone, okay, or just bass. So yeah, for me, depends on what library that you are listening to. So if you like vocal a lot, so you can just turn on the presence mode, or go both, okay, go fun, just have bass and presence together. So I really welcome this Xspace sometimes, because sometimes just quite boring to listen to music just like that, and some IEM might be benefiting from it. So for example, I have so-called, let me show you all this. Okay, the TA Audio Oracle. So a lot of people are loving this set because it's just so nice. So have the magic, okay, of giving you this very smooth and very comfortable listening experience, and it does have that little bit of so-called magic, okay, that can hypnotize you when playing music. But some of you might think that, oh, I like the tonality of this IEM, but I just prefer something a little bit more exciting. Okay, can I retain the tonality of this IEM while adding a little bit of bass to it? Well, of course you can do that with this, okay, bass plus just bump up the vocal a little bit, then the Oracle might become something a little bit more exciting. So why not? Okay, why not? And we have the Xspace. Okay, so bass and space, yeah, so confusing. This space, by the name, you know that it will add a little bit of holographic sound feel to your music. So things will sound slightly a little bit wider and deeper, but with the trade-off of you'll be sacrificing a little bit of your imaging. So you will lose out the directions of where your vocal, your singer is at, or the instruments that you are at, because it was being artificially amended, changed over here. So that's why if you like something a little bit more space, you want to be at a concert, okay, then of course turn this on. The music will sound a little bit different, okay, from the usual listening experience that you have, and with the sacrifice, like I said, imaging, okay, imaging. But it's good to actually try. Why not? Okay, why not? So you can turn on just the Xspace or both Xspace and Xbase together. Okay, so it depends on what you are trying to achieve. So Xspace, I don't really use it a lot, okay, because I really needed my vocal to be slightly forward, and I need to know where is she. Okay, so that's why it depends, okay, on what are you listening to, the type of music that you are listening to. So let's talk about the sound. How does this sound in an overall product without the switches? Okay, without the switches, this for me sounded linear and also detailed. Okay, why do I say detailed, and why do a lot of people comparing this with the Mojo 2 is that Mojo 2 are being famous, okay, known to be having very good technicalities. Okay, you have a lot of details pouring at your face kind. So these have that. Okay, the detail on this is, I would say, superior even to comparison with the XD05 from Xduoo. So it's a very nice unit. It's my daily unit actually. So it's even better than that. Okay, not just by a notch, by a lot. Okay, by a lot. So if you guys ever wondered that you want slightly a little more detail. So for example, if you're not sure what IEM that you are using, so for example, one of my favorite as well, hybrid IEM from Mangut T2, okay, or you call it the Zen T2. It's a very laid-back IEM, okay, laid-back IEM. So often because of its laid-back nature, it don't have the best technicalities, okay, don't have the best detail retrieval. So with this, okay, with this IFI Gryphon, actually it does help in a little bit that I just slightly get that a little bit more detailed, okay, from the IEM that I love most, okay. And also again the Oracle, okay, Oracle, the same nature, that it is very comfortable to listen to, but because people just complain that it don't have a lot of technicalities, that's why we have the clairvoyance, okay. So if you don't want to upgrade to the clairvoyance, you still love your beloved Oracle, then yeah, of course using that amp like this would actually give it a chance to shine a little bit more, give you the extra detail while retaining the sound that you are used to and you love. And I would say that the bass on this unit without turning on the Xspace, it still give you very good slam, okay, give you very, I would say, clean and precise slam, okay, compared to the Xduoo XD balance, okay, series. If I were using the stock, everything stock, then bass, I think both of them, one have more quantity, this has more quantity, this has better quality, okay, this is better quality of bass, but quantity in stock mode, this does have more, okay. But after I've changed to another op amp, so there are parts that are changeable in there, which is the chip. You can change the chip easily in there, depends on the sound that you're looking for. Yeah, so I changed to Person Vivid, so the V5i, so that's why I have lose out the bass even more. So but it's smoothen out the music that I'm listening to, which I really don't mind, okay, I really don't mind. So here, if comparison, that Xduoo XD05 is a little bit too smoothen out too much. Here, don't do that. This give you very nice edges, give you very nice detail retrieval, and it doesn't add warmth or add dryness to the music, okay. It just sounded linear and neutral to my ear, okay. So a lot of technicalities going on here. And let's do some comparison very quickly, okay. Like just now I have did a comparison with the XD05 Bal2, okay. Bal2 I've changed, okay. So disclaimer, I've already changed the op amp inside. You can change to any op amp that you like. You can change to the Muse 2, you can change to the very long history, very well known the OPA Texas, from Texas Instruments, the 627 on here. So depends on your taste, on your music. So the best thing about this Xduoo XD05 is that you can change to a lot of other chip that you can alter the sound. So I'm using Person, is everything very smooth, very balanced, okay. Bass, don't jump out at me, it's not the most detailed IEM as detailed sounding that amp as well, but just smooth listening, okay. It's perfect for J-pop for me, I think so. And for both of these, if I'm not turning on the Xspace on this set, then I'm getting a little bit more from the XD05 Bal2 using the Person, okay, the V5i. So here, if of course I turn on the Xspace, it might sound a little bit artificial, but it will get more, okay, space staging than the XD05. So depends, okay, depends. Stock wise, I still think that this have more fun factor, okay, more fun factor. So let's do another comparison with the XD05 Balance first, okay. This just now, that one was the Bal2, now I have the Balance. So Balance have a lot of similarities, but just that this is running on stock chip, okay, stock chip, stock op amp chip. So bass is there, okay, bass is there. Quantity wise is a lot of bass, okay, it's quite intense, and soundstage is also there, okay. Soundstage and bass is the emphasis of this this XD05 Balance OG, okay. And to compare, then I think both of them have enough fun factor, okay. Both have good bass, and just that these have way more technicalities, they have way more detail retrieval than the XD05. The XD05 are just not known to be having a lot of detail. I guess maybe I need to play more with the op amp. So if you have any good suggestions of op amp that what I can swap it to, you can just comment down below. I really like to know, okay, because I'm using Xduoo 627, the version V5i only, okay. I don't dare to try others. So what else for comparison? Ta-da! Okay, this is the Cayin C9. So I've been stopped by the security guard a few times to do a spot check on my belongings, okay. So every time they ask me what is this, okay, it's quite awkward, okay. So this is called the C9. So guess what is very close to that name? There's something called C4. Yeah, and this is so big. And they don't really understand what is this, okay. Usually they don't understand. Just a joke, okay, just a joke. But I really did gotten spot check a lot. So maybe my face just look suspicious. And this is the Cayin C9. Very expensive thing to have. And this have tube. Okay, this has tube. Okay, so it's a totally different thing. This don't have DAC inside, so you need to don't have DAC inside. So it depends on whether are you using a DAP. Usually people will be using a DAP together with the C9. So for example, you can use do a stack like this, so it's perfectly matched. So depends on the DAC that you are using. So this has tube. Okay, so have tube. It will add a little bit of warmth to your music and a little bit staging, okay, which give you that mini tube sound, but not of course the real tube sound that you have in your house, but yeah, give you a little bit of tube sound that it drive very well with something like the Unique Melody Max 2, where sometimes get a little bit too clean, too dry, a bit cold sounding. That's why using this with the tube will add a little bit of warmth, which will balance it out very much. And what pair very good with the C9 is single DD. Okay, single DD run very well with tube as well, so it will give you magic. So but it's so expensive. Okay, so expensive. This way more cheaper, way more smaller, and way more portable. So look at the size here. See, that's a comparison. It's a size comparison. Yeah, so way more smaller. This is a disaster to bring out, and security guard will stop you, of course. So, and size comparison with this. Okay, both of these are small, but the Gryphon is even smaller. Okay, this is even smaller, okay, than that. So it's pocketable. This is not pocketable, okay, unless you have some deep pocket, but this is more pocketable. So they also come with case. They don't come with case, but you can purchase it separately, or you can look out for other brands as well. I think Meter from Korea also doing this case, the casing on this leather case, which is very nice and very premium looking. So in conclusion, do I recommend this? I would say depends on the music that you're listening to. Do you want a little bit more detail retrieval? Do you want a little bit more technicalities? And do you want to have a little bit more fun? Okay, some bass, some the Xspace, and some juice as well. So yeah, forgot to talk about the power. This run at 1000 watts, okay, giving you thousands in 332 ohms. So it's fairly I would say powerful compared to compared to this. Okay, both of them having a lot of power, a lot of juice, where you can drive your IEM to the optimal potential. Okay, so that's why people will even bother using this is that they just felt that some IEM just need a little bit more power. Like for example, the TA Audio Monarch Mark III have 10 drivers, where it really benefited from a little bit more juice, okay, instead of just running off dongle or just straight from your phone. Okay, so that's why we have the assistance of this, okay, and having Bluetooth is always welcome. So that's all for the video today, and please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll be doing more this kind of video as well soon. So see you all. Thank you. Bye bye.